Hello everyone, it's Tom72 here, and I'm back with another video. And we're finally gonna do the custom figure submissions video. I think this is my 5th attempt at recording it, and I hope this is the final. Now guys, I did sadly have to cut some of your guys' customs, so I do apologize if I did, but I do want to make this all in one video. So yeah. I think we just need to get straight into it. First up, from Figure Industries, we have Withered Bonnie, Foxy, and an in progress Withered Chica. They all look super good. Withered Chica, I don't know what's going on with the eyes, but it looks not like normal Funko eyes. That looks pretty cool. They're doing special shoulder pads, ankle articulation, accurate feet. Looks real nice. Super Sigma. Withered Foxy. He looks really accurate, but he does need to be painted fully. Obviously. Ankle articulation. Nice. Custom hook. That's awesome. And custom wrist articulation. And a custom hand. Looks really nice. I hope the microphone quality isn't super bad. And then we have Withered Bonnie here. He looks really good. I'm not sure how accurate the second tone color is, but the buttons look good in the withering. Super cool all around. I'll give Withered Chica a 6 out of 10, only because it's not finished. Withered Foxy, 7 out of 10, because it's more finished. Withered Bonnie, 8 out of 10. But it could be a 10 out of 10 if the colors were slightly more accurate. And I don't know. It could use something else. Maybe, I don't know. But it looks really nice. I do like those. And from Freddy's Figures, we have a Mangle, which looks super awesome in Sigma. I have no idea how they did this super well. I am hoping to make a Mangle eventually, but it seems to be very challenging. Looks really good. They added all the extra joints all around the head, and like the extra endo head looks really good. But the paint is a little like see-through, or maybe it's just the dry brush. And the feet could use a tad bit more work. But all around, this is super amazing. 9.5 out of 10. Okay, and now we have Springtrap. Or no, this is not Springtrap. This is Fnaf movie Spring Bonnie. I don't know why he's holding the cupcake, but it does look pretty good. I like that they like sculpted the feet and like all the sculpting and withering. The bow tie just seems a little too big, and like all the clay to like smooth out some areas, it's not sanded down very well, unless that was kind of the effects that this person was going for. And yeah, all around, I think this is really nice. I will give it an 8 out of 10. And then here from Savage Kid YT, we have Toy Chica, Freddy, and Bonnie. These all look really good. They are very accurate, with the second tone being around the eyes. All of them could be sanded down, and maybe Chica could be a little glossier, because she looks a little less glossy compared to everyone. But yeah, they're all really nice, but they all should be sanded down. So I'll give them all 9 out of 10s. They could all be 10 out of 10s if they were sanded down. And then we have a Fredbear and Spring Bonnie. They used a Fnaf 1 Bonnie for Spring Bonnie. Nothing too crazy. They could use Springtrap. And then Tie-Dye Freddy, I'm guessing, for Fredbear. The eyes are a little splotchy, and the buttons could have been sculpted on, but it doesn't look too bad, so I'll give them both 7 out of 10s. I do like the purple on both of them. It looks really nice. And the second tone, Could either be a little lighter or like the browner colors. And then from Alex the Power Doggo, we got a toy Bonnie. It looks really good. The joints are like super, super noticeable. So the joints definitely could have, I don't know, maybe improved somehow, make them smaller or less hidden. But I've struggled with trying to make the joints smaller and not so noticeable, so I can relate to this. But the sculpt is really good, nice 3D print, very accurate. Except the chest looks a little funky because of that joint there. But it looks really nice. It is very good. I'm going to abduct 1.5 points because of how big and bulky the joints are. So 8.5 out of 10. Ruin Roxy, no questions asked, 10 out of 10. I don't think I have to explain myself. And then we have Funtime Freddy and Freddy. It looks like the eyebrows have been lost on Freddy. It does look extremely accurate, especially, because it's a 3D print. Nice paintwork. It does look very accurate to the movie. I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10 only because the eyebrows are gone. And then Funtime Freddy, who has Bonnet instead of Bonbon, looks fairly nice. Got the awesome joints. The colors are pretty accurate, but the colors kind of like splash into the other colors. Just a tad bit. It's not horrible or anything. So I'll give it a 9.5 as well. And then from Shadow Golden, we got this. Why am I blanking out? Phantom Chica. She does look really nice. Very close to the Watermelon Chica, aka Phantom Chica. Pretty nice, pretty cool, pretty Sigma. Nothing too crazy, it just looks like a black wash and some drooling black paint. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And then from Brick Wall, we have Fnaf Movie Bonnie. I do like the colors. I like everything. I like the black wash. Maybe it's a dry wash. It looks more like a black wash. The guitar is painted, which looks really cool. Ooh, Fnaf Bros. He just posted. Anyways, so amazing figure. I do apologize for the background noise, guys. I'm getting very distracted. But yeah, amazing figure. I do love this. I can see that there is jaw articulation. Looks pretty cool. I don't see any improvement, except maybe you clean up the guitar a tad bit. So I'll give this a 9.9. Amazing. And then Jackie, from teasers we've seen of her, this does look very accurate to it. I do like that, like the wires are like down by the chest, like she ripped out of her music box. Looks really nice. And then it looks like there's the FNAF 2 animatronic figure hands. Those look nice. And head sculpt looks really nice. Yeah, this is super good. 10 out of 10. And then we have, I think you call it AR Real Roxy. I don't know much about AR Real Roxy. Or is it AR? I'm not sure. It's something like that. But it does look very accurate to what I know of. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be like the green paint splatters all over it. I don't know. But it does look fairly accurate. And a pretty well done job. I will give this a 9 out of 10. And then we have this toy Chica with an alternate Chica head. Looks really nice. It does look like it had lots of layers of paint. Because like if you look at the feet, it's very chunky from like multiple layers of paint. But I understand done that before. I do like the alt head. It does look very accurate. Except instead of like cutting off the beak, I found a way to like soften the plastic down to the point to where I could just like peel off the beak, and then I can attach and detach the beak. But yeah, this is a really good figure. I do like it. It could have been sanded down a little bit better, but it does look pretty nice, pretty cool. I will also give this a 9 out of 10. And from Fnaf Broski, we have Happy Frog. The head sculpt, the paint's a little splotchy. It comes over the nose. The nose could have been like sculpted. The eyes could have been improved, and for some reason, like the head shape is oddly jagged. But that's alright. This is actually not too bad. It looks pretty cool. I do like that I do like that he included the lines on the tummy, stomach. So that's nice. This is a very blurry picture, and I could not get a good angle or picture of this figure. But by the looks of it, it is actually not too bad. 7.5 out of 10. And then from Yeats Plays VR, I do want to say I did have to scrap some of your figures, but that is alrighty. Let's just go into this Toy Chica, which looks really nice. The paint is overlapping in a lot of places. It could definitely be a little less splotchy, and the paint is crackling off a tad. But I do like that this is like not exactly based off the game, but like an inspired version of it. It does look pretty nice. I do like the looks of it. And I will give this an 8.5 out of 10. It could have more improvement if the paint wasn't so splotchy, and if it didn't overlap as much, and you didn't see through as much. You definitely could have used some primer. Pro tip, use primer, guys. And then here we have Ruin Chica, who just looks like a dark wash, or wait, a black wash or a dry brush. Black wash or a dry brush. Nothing too crazy, but looks like it just looks like an enhanced version of the Ruin Chica figure. It looks pretty nice. 6 out of 10. And then from the Ultimate Figure Collector, we have like a puppet Golden Freddy. It does look fairly accurate for being made out of, I think it's pipe cleaners? I think. But yeah, all around pretty nice, and it has like an extra tall top hat. I don't know much about this type of custom making stuff, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. And guys, I think that finally includes all of these customs. And also do comment if I did mix up your customs or you guys' names. I do apologize. Please forgive me, but yeah, and I'm sorry for having to cut some of your customs. I did look at all your customs, guys, all of your customs, and the rest of them were pretty cool. I did like them, they're pretty nice, but some of them unfortunately had to make the cut. And if I ever do make a custom figure submission video, which you guys probably won't want another one from me because I probably sucked at this, I don't know, then sorry, but if I do make another custom submission figure video, I will limit the amount of customs you can make, because this was a chaotic mess that took me a month to finally work out. And I hope I am going to be able to publish this on the 31st, because that's when I'm recording it. And I'll see you guys in the other one, in the next video, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, and tell me what you think of this video. Bye!